Thank you for tuning in to another Blender tutorial. Today I'm going to be teaching you everything I know about the build modifier. The build modifier takes an object and builds it polygon by polygon throughout the course of an animation. Let's talk about some of the parameters you can change in the build modifier. You have the start frame, the length, and the number of frames that you want to have the build take place, whether you want it to build the object or you would take the object apart as it goes throughout the animation. And then you also have this option to randomize the build order of the polygons, which can be desirable. The seed here just changes the random seed, just like any other random seed would. If you want to have a little bit more control over how these polygons are created, like what direction, etc., you can go into edit mode, and for whatever reason you have to be in face select. You can't be in vertex select or edge select, but you go into mesh, sort elements, and then you have these different options here. So for example, my favorite one to use is the sort elements from the cursor distance, and then it creates the objects that are closest to the cursor and then works its way back. Let me show you what I mean. Just like that. Now, one thing I want to demonstrate here is that if you're trying to get a certain effect where maybe this line is moving at a constant speed, you have to make sure the density of your object is the same, and I mean the density of the faces. That's why when I had this object, you see that I subdivided it a lot in the front and then I left the back normal, because I wanted to demonstrate this principle. You see how where the faces are, where there's a lot more faces, it takes a long time to build, and then as soon as it gets past the facial features, it just zips straight to the back. If you wanted this to move smoothly, you'd have to have just as many polygons in the front as you did in the back. The only other thing to talk about with this modifier is that there are ways that you can change the there are more ways that you can change the sort order than these parameters here, but in order to do so you have to use Python, which goes beyond the scope of this tutorial. Maybe I'll cover it in a future tutorial. But for now, that's all I have for you. If you have any questions about anything you learned today, please feel free to drop a comment below. And if you have any ideas for what you'd like to learn, let me know as well. Thanks for watching.